Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to enter into the record without objection a letter from R Street that looks at the Budget Committee's concerns about fiscal unsustainable outlook for the country.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you. Director Swagel, thank you again for being here. As I've said before, I believe that you are an honest broker and someone who is incredibly bright, but I think you have an incredibly bad set of rules that you have to operate by. Let me go ahead and just touch on something here. When we were freshmen in 2017, the chairman and my colleague from Pennsylvania and Michigan here, CBO told us that the spending for a 10-year window in 2017 was going to be about $52 trillion, okay? Well, guess what? We're at about 82 trillion now, and I'm happy to give you all these numbers, but we got them from you. The revenue difference was in 2017 over the 10-year window was expected to be 43 trillion, and now it's at 62 trillion. And the deficits were going to be at 9.4 trillion. Now they're at 20 trillion. We consistently miss the mark on the accuracy, and this is true for both sides, okay? And it is really hard for both Republicans and Democrats to go argue their points with a sense of confidence when year in and year out, CBO gets it wrong. And I think it has a lot to do with the rules that you have to operate by, current law. You're not able to predict the changes in the economy that are going to be coming. But, you know, look, we're off by several $100 billion on the IRA. You were off by several $100 billion on revenue from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. And really the only thing that you do is you give the competing sides fuel for their arguments, okay, that happen to be wrong in many cases. So how do we, the numbers that you're putting out in this baseline today, and we're looking at 10-year windows, how are we supposed to trust that in year 4, year 6, year 8, and year 10, they're going to be anywhere close to accurate?
No, it's an important point that we've...
Damn right it is. I mean, when you get it wrong by hundreds of billions of dollars over the long haul, I mean, how are we supposed to trust the numbers that you give us that in 10 years, the decisions that we're making are going to be accurate? Forget whether or not the policy is right or wrong, or, you know, if you believe in one thing or another, whether it's green energy or healthcare, wherever you believe that. How should we and the American people trust that when you give us a 10-year number, it's going to be anywhere close, given the abysmal track record of CBO over the last decade?
Okay. I can tell you, I am very confident that the fiscal trajectory is unsustainable. And so if there, you know, under current law, and that, you know, and so that's one of the key messages of our budget projections.
Okay. Well, I think that's something that we can all look at the numbers and agree on right now. Mr. Chairman, I think that we need to really focus on reforming the budgetary process, making sure that the experts that we rely on have the tools where they can make more accurate predictions. I think that is wildly important. We can have debt commissions, we can talk about entitlement spending, but if all we're going to do is take a CBO static score and we're going to use that for the basis of a political argument and a policy debate, we are, as I said to you the other day when you were here, simply shooting rubber bands at the moon. We will aim at the target and fail to hit it every single time. Would you agree that reforming your process to include dynamic scoring or some variation of that could be, and modifications along the way, would that be helpful in making better predictions out into the future?
No, I agree. We do some of it. I want to do more of it. As the economy changes, what does it mean for the budget?
What do you need in order to make that happen? You say you do some of it, but you're trying to do more of it. To me, trying is simply failing slowly. What do you need to be successful in that effort?
So I hate to come before the committee and say, give me more people, give me more money, but that's the answer I'm telling you.
You can do more dynamic scoring
can do
if
more.
you have more people and more money.
The agency has been shrinking
And
since.
so you're going to tell me, Mr. Chairman, if I could have just a few more seconds, you're going to tell me even when you had more people and more money and you were getting it wrong a decade ago, I mean, it doesn't seem to be the answer here. Do you need different rules, or can you do it with the exact same rules that you have now? Are you thinking about technology? Are you using AI? Excuse
No,
me.
thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, the rules of the House, the current House rules direct us to do dynamic analysis for major legislation, and we will absolutely do that.
The gentleman's time's expired.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.